Good evening, Dr. Bodhi. Good
Good
evening,
evening to you.
everybody.
Good evening to you.
Yeah,
How are you?
glad to see you. Yes.
All right. We'll start the. Okay, you're going to page. Sorry, unit verse 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're at verse 6. All right. I like to go to 1 and come to 6 slowly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, please. Thank you. So we'll go to first one. Now, Mittani Sansa Sutra. Mittani Sansa Sutra. Okay, let us look at the meaning of this. Mittani Sansa Sutra. So it has got two sounds, Mitta Nisansa, Anisansa. Mitta Anisansa Sutra. Three sounds are there altogether. Mitta Anisansa Sutra, Mitta Anisansa joined together, Mitta Anisansa. So you get Mitta Anisansa. So two sounds are there in that word. Mitta Anisansa. Mitta Anisansa is made out of two sounds. Mitta Anisansa. Mitta is friend. Mitta is friend. Who is the friend Buddha is talking about? The Meththa. Meththa is the friend. Meththa is the friend, the benefits that you get from your friend. Support that you are going to get because your friend is full of Meththa. Meththa is, your friend is full of Meththa. You can consider like that or describe like that, or you can say Mitta Nisansa. What are the benefits of having Meththa? So you can go either way. One is there's a friend within us. Once you develop that skill of Meththa, that developed skill becomes your friend. This friend is always there to help you.
Yes.
Like your shadow. Your shadow is always there with you. Whether
Yeah.
you observe or not observe the shadow, it is to be seen or not to be seen. In other words, this Meththa is always with you. What is Meththa? Meththa is nothing but not claiming anything from the outside world for ownership. So not claiming for ownership. No privileges are claimed. So as I said last time, no privileges are hoping from this person. Meththa is that. Not claiming any ownership about anything. Now it's a pretty hard thing to practice, as you can imagine. So it's that is very close to dana. Dana is something similar to that. Getting rid of karma. Getting rid of karma is Meththa. Meththa is nothing but no karma. So I'm just revising what we have studied so far. Meththa is nothing but no karma. When there is no karma, kama, tanha, rati, raga, lobha. In the 10 defilements or the 10 unwholesome actions, we studied kama, tanha, rati, raga. Lobha, vesha, moha, macharya, krodha, vaira. The first five is kama, tanha, rati, raga, lobha. First five is what is creating by us. The other five are the consequences that we have to face. If we produce the first five, Kama, Tanna, Rati, Raga, Lobha, if we produce that, Dvesha, Moha, Maccharya, Krodha, Vaira are the consequences. So you have to face the consequences if you develop them. They are not with us. We are creating them by joining with karma. All these bad or unwholesome actions are not with us. They are not with us. We are, unfortunately, we are creating by associating with the outside world, and we suffer. That is what Buddha said. They are not belongs to us. These unwholesome actions are not belong to us. They not belong to us. Not at all. All right. So
Yes.
with that particular note, I would like to go to the first one. Now, when this person develops metta as a skill, when you develop that as a skill, the system is fully embedded or absorbed with that skill. So that means it becomes a habituality or habitual action to work with metta in all situations. All confrontations are dealt with metta by this person's system, not this by this person. So Buddha said there is no person here. Now, see, I have to be
Yeah.
very
Yes.
careful. If I say there is a person here, then
Yes.
problem starts. There is no
Yes.
person here, but there is a energy, sort of an energy is embedded with metta, then that energy works with that metta. Something like that you have to visualize. So
Yes.
I got a system which is running day and night with actions one after the other, ongoing actions one after the other. So these actions are like a chain. So they are moving one after the other. The first one causes the second one causes the third one, and so on and so forth. So we are in a chain of actions. We are living in a chain of actions every here and now, and it's happening very, very fast with the Upadana Rupa. Whenever we create Upadana Rupa, we are creating all the time, then it's moving. So if you come back to this point, therefore, this person whose system is with metta, the system is with metta, the system works for this person. You can say that, when you are talking, we have to say person, but it is a, it is a, it is not a person as such, but it is it is full of energy. It is an entity full of energy. So there are so many ways you can explain. You may be able to explain that in your language better than in English. So there are so many words in our language to explain this, but in English is limited. So you can say for the time being, it's a process. I use the word process with actions. All right. Now, the first one says, Bahuta Bakko Bhavati. Bhavati. Bahuta Bakko Bhavati. Now, as I said, then the next one says, Vippavutto Sakagara. Vippavutto Sakagara. Now, these are not straightforward. The sounds doesn't give us the meaning because we are not familiar with this Magadhi language, but I tried my best to explain These things, I don't know whether I have put at the right point. If you read part of that sentence, you can get the meaning of it in some instances. Since this person knows that the life moves from one incident or even to another, it's like, actions that is either towards the virtues or destructive situations. So in our life, we become calm. Sometimes we become aggressive. We become sad. We cry. All sort of things are happening. So it's a mixture of everything. Now, this person knows that, and this person knows the value of Meththa. Then this person knows I'm living with the help of others. Therefore, I should not discriminate anybody in this world because they are all helpful. They are all working together. I'm also working with them. So, therefore, this particular skill helps this system of the person or the process of the person to deal with things very calmly. So in essence, in a short form, that is what it is. The first one says that. So that means no bad things are uh, bahunang upajivanti. Bahunang upajivanti, the second line. Second line, first two says bahunang upajivanti. To make my living, upajivanti is to make my living. Everybody is helpful. People are required and helpful to move along with this life. Life is sakagara. So gara means this, my gara. Gara is my inside and the body and the mental and the physical things, everything together. Sakagara. Sakagara.
Yeah.
Sakagara. Gara. Gara means this particular unit. Saka is the entire, the mental and physical, everything together. Sakagara. It's a combined thing. Sakagara. So sakagara, gara is the term used by the Buddha in most cases, in most sutras. Gara, Ghar is the last part. No, so it has got two sounds. Sakagara, sakagara, sakagara. So it's sakagara. Vippavutto, it has got two sounds as well, the front one. Vippavutto, Vippavutto, two sounds. Sakagara, Vippavutto. So its situation is full of virtues and destructions. This system has to run along that particular thing. If we are not intelligent enough to see the reality, so if you are intelligent enough with the Meththa, now this person has developed the skill and that person is intelligent enough to deal with the things properly by not discriminating anybody. That's the first thing that comes to the system through Meththa. Now see, Buddha says the system itself, once it develops the Meththa, the system itself tells to the interior, talk to the interior and says, this is what I can see about this system. It is held by so many people, should not discriminate others. So the system itself comes out with that particular concept or the norm. So if you go deeply into this particular verse of the Buddha, that is what it is. When you develop something, it will tell you a story behind that. This is what I have seen. The Meththa tells us this is what I have observed when you are dealing with the outside world. You have to be very careful, should not discriminate others. You happy with that? I'm trying to put a lot of things into this particular verse.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so it's pretty important, but we have to visualize this, because when we then we feel like developing that skill, sort of a encouragement given by Buddha. So Buddha encouraging us to be with Meththa. Why? Because Buddha knows the value of this Meththa more than anybody in this world. So sort of encouragement here given by the Buddha to us. That's correct. Exactly right. Okay. The next one says, well, this person used to move around, go here and there, visit the countries, the villages, meet the people. All sort of things are happening. Now see, Buddha is not talking about somebody living in one place. Buddha is talking about the people who are going here and there here. So wherever this person goes, any country, any town, any village, meeting any type of people, good or bad, doesn't matter. All are supporting this person. All are helping this person. Treating with all necessities, comfort. Try to keep this person comfort. Why? Because they can see the internal of this person is very pure. There is no pure, what you call contaminations. Not contaminated with kama, tanna, rati, raga, lobha, desa, moha, machari, krodha, vaira. It's not contaminated with such bad actions. There's no contamination. That's right. Thank you. No bad actions. No bad words coming from the mouth. Everything is calm. So therefore, very first point here given by the Buddha is very well accepted by the society. This person is very well accepted by the society. All societies, no matter which country you go, which type of people you meet, everybody is happy to be with this person. That's the very first benefit given here. Okay?
Okay.
The very first one. So you try to remember this, systematically. These are benefits, qualities of the person and the benefits. So it's not like the other sutras. It's not cause and effect. These are the benefits and the qualities. So we have to look at along those lines. Next one says, number 3, please. We have discussed this, but I'm going through that to recall or revise what we have done. Nasa chora pasahanti. I said the pasahanti is a very elaborative term used by the Buddha. Nasa chora. Chora means the thieves. Thief can't steal anything from this person. Why? This is the third point Buddha says. Now see, it's the other side of the story. Now look at what we discussed just now. People are helpful. People like to be with this person. People like to help. Now, this is the other way. The negative part, even the thieves can't get close to this person. Why? this person doesn't believe in stealing because nothing is under the custody of this person. So anybody can take anything from this person. This person won't believe that thief is stealing, but the thief knows that thief is stealing. Who knows? The thief, but not the person who has developed Meththa. The person who developed Meththa is always wish to forgive. Why? Nothing is to be hold on to. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Nothing to be hold on to. So the thinking pattern of this, the person with Meththa and the thinking pattern of a thief who is stealing the things from this person, two different scenarios. Not the same scenario. Thief knows thief is stealing, but this person knows thief can't steal anything from me because I'm not hanging on to anything that strongly. It's a very important point here Buddha is making. So therefore, this person will not be disturbed. No anger is produced through this particular system with Meththa towards anybody. But thief doesn't know that. But this person knows. So there are so many things comes out from these particular three sounds. Nasi, chora, pasahanti. Nachi, sora, pasahanti. Nati, manyeta, khattiyo. The next, now see, next one has got two sounds. Nati, manyeti. Never insult anybody. Never insult anybody. So therefore, in return, even the rulers won't go against this person. So this person is not insulting anybody, even a thief. This person can deal with a thief very calmly, you can imagine. So therefore, the never insulted by the rulers to this person. Sabbe amitte tarati. Sabbe amitte tarati. So that means amitta. No mitta is, is anger. No anger in this particular system. Therefore, can associate with anybody, whether they are going against this person or going for this person. For or against, doesn't matter. This person deals with that. Angry people as well as good people who are not angry with this person. So it's, I would say, rough people, aggressive people. So this person can deal with aggressive people, all sort of people, never accuse or go against anybody because, again, why? The reason is nothing to claim. Nothing is under this person's custody to say this is mine. Pretty brave
Yes.
situation. Yeah, very brave situation, as you can imagine. Just we can get closer and closer to that. The Question is, can we get to the maximum level of Meththa? Then you can have a very wonderful living in this world, very peacefully. So it emits, the system emits, it disperses. It disperses the abilities to the entire world. It's like a strength is dispersing towards the universe. Sort of a strength. Yes, nothing is to be claimed. So it's Meththa is nothing is to be claimed. Nice big difference between what we learn in our small days. We were told Meththa is just pray for the others. But this is much, much more than that. Yes, no harm. We are not doing any harm to the others. All right, now the first one we know, this person knows the world is not for me only, all the others are helping for my life. Therefore, no discrimination in a very short form, without going into details of the very first verse. In essence, that is what it is. Secondly, people are happy to help this person with Meththa. Whole world is happy. Third one is, even the cruel, aggressive thieves can't steal anything from this person. Which is a big point, very, very big point there. And the next one says, also with that, discrimination. Therefore, akudo sagaran eti. What is this point? Now, the worst thing that we can do to our system is getting aggressive, building anger. Why it is bad? It is bad emotionally as well as physically. It can make us very sick in our entire system. All the particles, all the organs in this particular physical system can get disturbed very badly when the anger comes into the system. Now, in Dhammapada, Buddha insisted, I think there are 434 verses, but right at the beginning in the first 2 or 3, Buddha insisted, Nahi verena verani sammanti the kudachanang averena the sammanti es dhammo sanattano. The anger cannot be diluted by anger. If somebody is having anger, we cannot introduce anger to dilute that or dissolve that. Buddha said, anger cannot be dissolved by anger. Now, I have to explain something interesting here. Now, say somebody is angry with this person is not angry with that person, not, producing anger towards that person. So somebody is shouting, this person is just listening. Now, just visualize that situation. Now, anger cannot be diluted by anger. What that means? That means Buddha is insisting here, if you try to dilute anger with anger or retaliation, what will happen to your system? Look at what is happening to your system. You're going to have disastrous situation happening into your system. You're going to poison your system. you're going to make your system worse. That is the message. That is the message given by Buddha here. Anger cannot be diluted by anger. Because if you can dilute with anger, then you should get as a return benefit the calmness. You will never get calmness into your system. So therefore, Buddha said, anger cannot be diluted with anger. Can you understand that point?
Yes, yes.
So always you have to safeguard yourself, Buddha says. Buddha says safeguard yourself first, then try to help others. Like when you're flying in the plane, aircraft, they say first, if there's an emergency, safety first for you, then help the others. Same thing here. First safeguard yourself, then help the others. To safeguard yourself, don't bring the anger to yourself first when the anger is going on. When the anger is going on in an environment, don't bring that anger to yourself. Then you can't help others. That is the message given by Buddha in that particular verse. It can be explained in very many ways, doesn't matter. But this is the crucial thing, crucial point that we are making about anger. Anger is so bad. Now, this person is a winner, He has won. He has won the battle. He has won the battle. Akudo. Akudo means no anger is coming through this system. This life will never ever produce anger. He has won the battle of anger. So there is a battle between anger and peacefulness. So there's a battle between peacefulness and anger. Who is going to win? This person is going to win the peacefulness, not the anger. So the battle is won. The system is safe. That is what I was trying to elaborate. Okay. Akkudo sagara neti. Supported by leniency and empathy engage. The next one it says. So what is that? That is Akkudo sagara neti. The next one is says Jnati nang uttamo hoti. Jnati nang uttamo hoti. Before that, it says Sabbeya pati nandati. Patinanditi. Patinanditi. So you can pronounce that as two sounds again. Patinandati. Patinanditi. Sometimes we pronounce as Patinandati or Diti. So I have written Diti. Diti or Dati doesn't matter. Or it's Sabbeya Patinandati. Jnati nyang. It's hard to pronounce. Jnati nyang sound. But when you pronounce with this English term, it's Jnati nan. You pronounce as nan, but it is nyang. It's a different sound. Jnati nyang uttamo hoti. Uttamo hoti. So when I read the English one and when I look at the one in the book, I get confused sometimes because so it's hard to get that nya sound from English. Can you understand that?
Yes.
Nya is, G. I have put G to get nya sound. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that means, okay, this is the point where I was making some features about what was happening in our past. then you had some questions also. Can you remember the things that we have collected in our previous lives? How we are punished? Can you remember that we discussed that? Can you remember
Yes.
yesterday we were discussing about, what we have collected earlier can be punished at
Yes. Yes.
it's, as you know, it's very hard to believe sometimes because it's a belief, but we can feel it by Meththa. Because as I said here, when you have got Meththa, you're not claiming anything. Your system doesn't disturb. So therefore, if you have practiced something like that in your previous lives, that could be the result that you're going to get now. Now, for instance, why you feel like studying this particular thing of the teachings of the Buddha? But if you look at the whole world, everybody doesn't need, not interested in learning these things. Why only a group of people or groups of people in various countries are interested in this? Can we put that question into here again? Why? What do you think? Why people like to, certain people like to learn this, some people are not. I'll give my experience. Then you can think about the experiences of others. If I'm hit hard by the outside world, if I'm hit hard by the outside world for some other reason, from my small age, I might search for a different alternative to make myself calm. Make sense?
Yes.
Each person has got a story. I'm not asking their stories. I'm telling my story. Now, same story comes to the ascetic Buddha, the Siddhartha, ascetic Siddhartha. Why Prince Siddhartha left the palace? Why? It's a question that everybody has to raise. Why? How can we figure out that? We can figure out that by looking at the teachings of the Buddha. So if we can go backwards and find out why Buddha left the palace, for what Buddha the Prince Siddhartha was searching for during his best period of life, the youth, what that Prince Siddhartha was searching for. So something has hit hard onto that life to carry on with this particular research. Make sense?
Yes.
I believe you are with me, understanding what I'm talking about. So Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha left the palace. Now, some people say a lot of things about leaving the palace. When the wife is there, when the son is there, he left the palace. Why? It's a big question. A lot of people are asking. When I was in Wollongong, one of the doctors said his two sons are very, very hardly against that particular situation. Can you say something to calm the situation? Have you got any reasons for that? That is the question they asked me. So I had to answer. So the answer is very clear. Once your system is giving trouble, if you can find a better alternative, which is giving peace to your system, no matter what, you go along that. Who is going along that? Your system is going along. you have no say because the system is pulling towards that particular peacefulness. When that occurs, no matter what, no matter who says, that person is going to go along that path. That is exactly what has happened to Prince Siddhartha. Practiced, investigated what is happening within me. Can I become calm? So finally, Buddha realized, not the Buddha, the Prince Siddhartha realized there is a path. If I go along that, I can be eternally happy, eternally, every day, every year and now. I can be peaceful. So once that is found, no matter what, they won't go backwards. So that is something like that. Anyway, coming to this particular question again, whatever we have practiced, now see, there is a saying that some people say, I'm giving a lot of points here. Some people say when somebody is about to die, that last thought is going to take to the next life. Have you heard about that?
Yes.
They say it's the last thought. It's called Chuti Chitta. Chuti Chitta is going to take you to the next life. But I completely disagree with that. Why? Thought is a myth. It's a myth. Buddha says thought is a myth. Now see, all thoughts are myths. Buddha said thought is made out of Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Vijnana is a myth. Can you understand? We studied that, isn't it? We studied the last part of a thought is a myth.
Yeah. Just now you said thought is a myth. So
Myth is
thought,
a myth. Buddha says, not me. Buddha says thought is a myth. Look at all the thoughts that we had, all gone. Where they have gone. Yes, we put that into action, of course, good or bad. But have they given the happiness that we are looking for in our life? Eternal happiness. Sometimes when you remember the things, you feel very, very sad. Parents have gone. My parents have gone. When I think about the way we were living with them, then sadness comes. So they are thoughts, full of thoughts. So how can a myth brings another life? How can a myth brings another life? So therefore, final thought is not going to give you the next life. What is going to give you the next life? What you practice is going to give you the next life. That is what Buddha said. What you practice. If you have practiced Meththa, your next life will be something where you can practice Meththa again. If you're dominated in your life with Meththa, you will be sent to another life to practice Meththa whenever possible. No matter where you are in any state, doesn't matter, you will practice that because that power is still there. That is what Buddha said. Just think about it. Okay?
yeah.
Just think about
So,
it.
so if the policy can bring us the next life,
The next life is we go and get the next life according to what we practice. Our habitualities are. If we practice anger, if we develop anger all the time, where we are going to go? We have to go to a place where anger can be developed. So we may go to a life like an animal. Who knows? That's what Buddha said. It's in Mahasatipatthana Sutra. Buddha explains those things. Buddha said, don't rely on anger because anger is, that's why, you can see here, Akko, that's why I pointed out here. Akkado is no anger. Anger has to be taken out from your system, no matter when. Otherwise, your next line get affected by anger. Pretty dangerous. If we believe there's another life.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Hello, Dr. Bodhi. Yeah, Dr. Bodhi. Just go back to your question just now. You say why people in the world, various people in different countries are interested in learning English. So, could you repeat that question and your opinion, please?
Yeah, the question is this: people used to say, a lot of people, when they teach, I have heard, even from our community, they say your last thought is responsible for your next life.
Actually not.
I just totally ignore that, because thought is a myth.
Yeah.
So how can a myth helps to get another life? That is my point. But when I was small, I believed that. But later, when I studied all these things, the 5 aggregates deeply, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, 5 aggregates of a thought. Buddha said it's a bubble, the myth, the mirage. Buddha says Sankara is a mirage, Vijnana is a myth. Everything Buddha has given, sort of a symbol to that. So Rupa, you make a Rupa, Upadana Rupa. Buddha is talking about Upadana Rupa. That's fake. Buddha says it's a fake. So you start with a fake and finish with a myth. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Alankara, Vijnana. You start with a fake Rupa and you finish with a myth in your 5 aggregates. Look at that. Buddha says first one is Rupa is a myth, is a fake, fictitious one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Vedana, Sanya, perception, Sankara is a stem of a banana tree. That's the example given, and it says a mirage. Then the perception is a mirage. Then final one is Vijnana. Vijnana is what? Vijnana is a myth. So you start with a fake Rupa, finish with a myth. So everything is something we created in our mind, which is not there, actually speaking. Thought is something we make by ourselves by mixing what we see with karma. Once we mix with karma, you get all sort of myths, mirage, fake items into your system. Okay, think about it. We can discuss more. I'm leaving there about this point, so you can think about it and come back. When you come tomorrow, you can bring your views. All right?
I totally agree with you. Yeah, no problem now. And especially, so you mentioned it, so the next life, not just by the last thought, because thought is a myth and is illusory and cannot be determined, cannot be confirmed, right? And
Next life cannot be confirmed by a myth. That's the point. That's the point I'm making here.
what is to be confirmed for the next life is your practice, your
But you practice.
speech,
If you practice Meththa, that will, if you practice Meththa, it will take you to a better place.
Yes.
It's explained here, Buddha explained here in this sutra. Buddha says indirectly what will happen to you. But now see, the person who is practicing metta is going to get all these benefits, privileges, as you can imagine. No anger, people like you, right? So you can go to a better place. Even you go to a bad place, you will start developing what you have practiced. That is what Buddha says. There is another sutra. It's a very small sutra. It's called Mora Sutra. Mora is peacock. Peacock. When Buddha was born as a peacock.
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 Yeah,
There's a sutra peacock. When Buddha was born as a peacock, what Buddha was doing. The peacock was, developing metta while in the forest. That's the sutra. So therefore, even we fall into bad lives, still we don't have to worry if we are with metta. That will safeguard us. It's a very strong message given by Buddha with metta.
Yes.
Okay. So just think about this. Okay. Just think about this one. I'm giving you something for you to think. Food of thought.
Mm.
Food of thought. Food for thought.
It
Food for
is. Yeah.
thought. Okay. Food for thought. That's the term. Food
So
for
my
thought.
question is why Metha practicing Metha has so power, so powerful force.
Metta. Yes. Yes.
So why
Why metta is powerful?
Mm-hmm.
Because it bring calmness to your system. Every human being, even the animals are looking for what? Calmness. No one wants to get aggressive in this world. No one.
No one.
No one. That's what Buddha said. Not a single person in this world wants to become angry. No. But the system makes you angry by dealing with the things wrongly. Dealing with the things wrongly, the anger develops. We are not asking for anger. Are we? No, we are not asking for anger.
No,
The
it's not
system is
good.
developing anger without our knowledge. Why? We deal with the things in a wrong manner.
Oh, yeah.
If we deal with the things in the right manner, the anger has no place in the system. If the anger is not there, just imagine if everybody in this world is practicing metta, what type of a world you can imagine? Just imagine. It's a hypothetical one. It's a hypothetical one. I'm just telling you. If everybody is practicing metta at least to a certain extent, you can cut down 50% of the conflicts. Make
Yes,
sense?
exactly. Yes.
You can save millions of people killing each other.
So terrible. So terrible. Yes,
Yeah.
I know. Killing each other.
So how much power you have got in metta? That power is enormous power. If somebody has realized these things properly, yes, then you feel the value of this. That is what has happened to Prince Siddhartha. Prince Siddhartha realized the importance, the value, invaluable metta. So invaluable, part of metta. Metta is so invaluable. You have no words to express how good metta is. No words to express. You can't express the
Yeah.
That is what.
Incredible.
Yeah, incredible. That's right. Incredible. That's the word. Incredible. Yeah. Thank you.
So just now you mentioned about the reason behind the Siddhartha, Prince Siddhartha, and he went out to he went out from the palace, and
Yeah.
everybody was in doubt. So what's the
Yeah.
reason?
I have so many reasons, but there are some reasons I don't want to mention because some
No,
people, if I give this, this might go to public, so people get annoyed. But my point is this:
yeah,
that Prince Siddhartha was not happy with the life, and he wants to find out why I am not happy, why I am get angry, why I get angry. I want to find out. That's why he went on to find out why I get thoughts like to retaliate with other people when they shout at me. Why I get angry? So the Prince Siddhartha wanted to find out that the reasoning of that. So he went on for 6 years. 6 years he did the research. 6 year
yeah,
research. 6 year research and
research.
found. Here comes this how it happens. Kama, Tanna, Rati, Raga, Lobha, Desa, Moha, Machariya, Krodha, Vaira. This the pattern, the line of anger, where it finishes at anger and retaliation. So I don't want to be with this, I don't want to take this life towards that particular path. I don't want to take this life, that path. Buddha, determined.
Yeah.
In Siddhartha. Then it was thrown away. If you look at I have just translated the Buddha's, it's called
Story.
the statement. It is dawning statement.
Dawning statement. Dawning. Yeah.
Dawning statement after the enlightenment. So I have
mentioned that before.
translated that to English. I will send that to you when it is finished. I had to read through that. The dawning statement. And it tells everything, because after enlightenment, Buddha says, it tells, what I was searching for, and this is I have found. What are the strategies that I used to achieve what I wanted to achieve? So all explained there. So if you look at that, it tells the story.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please send
But
us.
these are some of the questions, comes to your mind when you're at any in the world. People are asking all these questions. So my friends are asking, we are distributing these books to our friends as well. So they're asking. So I have explained to them, these are the reasons given. You look at the life of Buddha, all the answers are there. But thing is, you have to understand what Buddha said.
Much easier.
Yeah.
So actually, Siddhartha didn't live a happy life, so he would like to find out the reason.
Yeah.
Retaliation. Yeah, I think so.
We need the correct answer, not vaguely. We don't want vague answers. Ambiguous answers we don't want. We want the right answer to these questions.
I can understand you vaguely. Just you explain something, but it doesn't matter, and
You
keep
can
the point.
bring your views, but you can bring your views. We are not here to argue. We are here to discuss. I'm discussing. I'm not arguing, because I want to be with Meththa. No arguments, no anger, nothing. No.
Yes.
You won't believe,
Actually,
I have to tell you something, my wife, we are married for 42 years now. I have never seen she's getting angry. I have never seen her angry face for 42 years.
So great.
Why? She's practicing this from her past life, I think. It doesn't come out like that. She was practicing from past lives. So there is something coming from past lives, I believe. So that's
I
a
think
recap.
so. Yeah, this is a
It
retribution.
won't come suddenly. It won't come suddenly. It has to be practiced over a long period of time. So, so yeah, bring that, bring those questions. Okay, I'll go to the last one before the last to emphasize again.
Yeah.
Okay, now see another one similar to what we have studied, number 8, please. Go to number 8. So we have discussed these things, during the week. So I'll go to number 8 only. Then I'll stop. I'll tell you a few things in 2-3 minutes. Gavo tassa pajayanti. Pajayanti. Gavo. Gavo tassa is this person. Tassa is this person. Gavo is examining. What this person is examining. Pajayanti. What is examining? What is happening to me now after developing Meththa? This person is investigating that. We have heard something like that in the Ratana Sutra. I think you can remember. Ye Ariya Satchani Vibhavayanti. Ye Ariya Satchani, that noble truth is examined by this person. That is what we learned earlier. Here, this person is examining the skill of Meththa very deeply. Gavo tassa pajayan. Then what is happening? Once this person starts doing that, kette vuttang viruhati. Then once you do this examination about Meththa, when that person is involved with any action, brings the calmness to the system, that person realizes that. Whenever this person involved in any action, when you say any action, it is not by doing the body. Action is, talking is an action, thinking is an action. When you are doing something with your hands, your body, you're running or you're walking or you're talking or you are thinking, all these are actions. No matter which action that person is involved in, that person is always bring the fruitful or the peaceful results. Make sense?
Yes.
Can you understand that?
Yeah. Yes.
So that person has, realized, Buddha says that. Why Buddha said this? We have to remember Buddha has done this. Buddha has taught what he has done. Buddha has taught us what he has practiced. What Buddha has practiced is what Buddha has preached. Buddha preached the things Buddha has practiced. I have to say that. Buddha has never mentioned anything that Buddha hasn't, practiced. All these things are practiced by Buddha. Otherwise, remember this, without practicing those days, how can you preach without looking at a book? Not looking at a note or a book or anything like that. Buddha just preaches these things, one after the other. How these things come up? From your practice. Make sense?
Yes.
You have to realize that. All these sutra Buddha is preaching through practice. Without practice, no one can say anything. When you practice, you won't forget. You can't, memorize things and explain like this. You can't memorize. You have to practice. Then the things will come automatically, effortlessly, the words are coming from the Buddha. When there is a question, all of a sudden the answer comes. Where the answer coming from? Through practice. You have to realize all the time when you are reading these things. Make sense?
Yes.
That is what we have realized. These are small, small things, but so important. Very important points I'm making here. Puttanang. Puttanang is the sun. According to this term, Puttanang is the sun. Now see the next line. I'll just touch that. Puttanang. What is Puttanang? Puttanang is the last thought that is developed just now. The last thought that we have created is, as said the Puttanang. It's the, last thought.
Last thoughts. Okay.
So if I go into very deep meaning about Puttanang, the last thoughts, the last thing happened is analyzed through Meththa. These investigations are extended further to find out whether one's system is freed or burdened from the external world, the possessions or sources. Eventually finds that the system is fully freed. How can you assess that? By analyzing the last thought, last concept. Am I creating hurtful thoughts or am I not creating hurtful thoughts? That is how we assess from the world issues and prompted that practice to move forward serenity and tranquility. So that is what it says. So from the last thought, now see, the present thought is our last thought. Right at now. In a minute, it will go to the next thought. Then that becomes the son. Son is the person who is born to us. So that is the term used by Buddha. Son or child or whatever. Putta means, we say Putta means son, but I would say it's the child. No, gender is not important. Putta is but born. Make sense?
Yes. Maybe I need learn more. We can understand your preaching better. Yeah. Thank you. Thank
That's
you,
all right.
Doctor.
You bring all the questions. If you have got tomorrow, just write it to me. But think over that, what I said about thought. Thought is a myth. Of course, thought is a myth. So Buddha said, we are suffering with myths. That's what Buddha said.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally
And
agree.
actually,
Yeah,
Hmm?
totally agree with
yes.
you. Yeah, totally agree with you that thought is a means, and the thought
No,
brings
no.
to
Don't go
suffering.
with me. This is Buddha's teachings. I'm talking about Buddha's teachings. These are not. I'm always, admiring, worshipping Buddha for telling all these things to us. So therefore, a lot of ambiguities are cleared from my mind.
Yes, yes, you're so humble. Yes,
Yes.
especially you just explained repeated the five kinds of thoughts. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the reason we are
Tomorrow we'll
suffering.
go. Sorry, tomorrow we'll go to that 5 aggregates and come back and see what a thought is again and again.
Yeah, good.
Get a better
Thank you.
understanding. All right. Okay, we'll
Alright.
start tomorrow that one. Yeah, start from that book because this sutra is almost finished. As you can see, a lot of things that I have explained. There is the last one to explain the 9th, 10th already explained, so you can read and understand pretty easily. It is not that difficult.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. If you're happy, we'll stop here. I think I said something useful in this discussion for you to think over. Bring your views. I said my views. You can bring your views. Okay, no problem.
Okay, we will try.
Don't believe that I said no. You have to realized through your system. This is what Buddha said. Buddha said,
Yeah.
Ye Arya Satchani Vibhavayanti, don't accept just because I am telling you. Buddha said, you go through your system and see whether it's right or wrong. There was a discussion those days with Buddha. One person asked, which person we have to believe? Buddha said, no matter who preaches this teachings, even a 9-year child can preach this, 7-year child can preach this. If it is true, if it works with your system, you have to accept. If not, just throw it away. That is the
Yeah.
advice given. That is the advice given by Buddha. So
Yeah.
please investigate. All right?
Investigate. Yes.
Yeah.
Our system can check out everything. Thank you.
All the best. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. It's
Thank you.
interesting today. Yeah, the discussion.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Aline. And
Okay.